Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy P Funk thinking right out here in my lab, and I'm in the book. We down. We still mysteries of ISIS. I said, but I got a nice little lesson. We gonna ask the question: who is God? You don't know? Well, if you ask 10 people, you'll get 10 different concepts. So let's talk about it. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's always a message in my stories. For life, I give life lessons. You tuning in and receiving them, I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question: do you know you? Well, when I get through, that's what I do for you. It's rhetorical. If you know how to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. Don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not. It's simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and always to my yacht be true. All right, we down here asking the question, right thinking philosophy, excuse me, P Funk's philosophy. Who is God? And how can we get to him? That's right. All right. Who is this first and chief being we call God, referred to in the Shita Aset temple in Egypt? It referred to the transcendental, absolute, supreme being, God. But how is this supreme being to be discovered? Let's go. Now, this is teaching. Let's rock. So, this divine must be understood through philosophical training, studying and practicing what you're learning. And this requires a process by which a spiritual aspirant, aka right thinkers, your first listens to the teachings that I give daily, and then you reflect on said teachings of the mystical meaning contained within them. And then in this section I'm about to read to you now, we will explore the total understanding of God, okay, from the point of view of yoga, not a belief system. So it will provide a real means by which your intellect can be gradually purified along with one's heart and made subtle so that it might be able to partake in the wondrous resurrection in which the goddess imparts to all those who what ponder over sacred matters and starts seeking therein for the what hidden truth. Know themselves, know who they are. That's the hidden truth that I said gets you to. This process is accomplished, and it is accomplished by acquiring what? Knowledge, which the goddess Aset invites us to seek after. Again, study daily and being near and dwelling. This is important. Continuously with Aset. I practice the Mayat philosophy, so it's all about Mayat. But in the temples of Shitat Aset, it's all about Aset in the same manner. Trust me, they are both equally as well and adapt to get you to God. Watch this. So this implies that spiritual studies daily must be continuous if they are to be effective for you. You can't do it haphazardly, willy-nilly, every time you think or feel about it. Sometimes you want to, sometimes you don't. You have to make it part of your life. okay, incorporated in your life. And in the yoga, practicing the yoga wisdom, right thinking, that's what we practice. That's what we study daily. And this means that you're now developing the art of keeping continuous flow of right thinking and thoughts on the teachings no matter what you are doing. I'm going to keep my philosophy intact no matter what and where and how. Why? That's how you use it. That's how you perfect it. Okay? And in order to do that, I tell you, I'm God conscious. I mean, God is on my mind all the time. He holds me accountable to do things I need to be doing for myself. So I put him there. So knowing that he's watching, I got to conduct myself in a certain manner. Not for man, but for my higher self. So now you might be doing the dishes. I'm still thinking about God. Walking, still thinking about God. Talking, eating, still thinking about God, etc. See where I'm going with this? I'm not going to not have God on my mind. That's continuous flowing of right thinking, right thoughts. And that leads to right words, right actions, right deeds. So even at these times, you must continuously remember that meditative state of mind and the teachings in which you need to succeed by maintaining a constant flow of right thoughts towards who? The divine. You will be able to achieve what they call the third stem to religious concepts, a third stem of what? Your yoga of wisdom, meaning you will have purified what? Your mind with right thinking, right actions continuously. So as to continually stay in the meditative state of mind of the divine. Right there. I told you I called it God conscious. It's called a meditative state of mind on the divine. I'm God conscious all the time. And this process will what? This is how you eradicate all egoism by keeping your mind on God all the time. And you will discover and reach the highest reality within yourself, your understanding, your concepts for yourself. And this is the path of what we call wisdom. When you implement the lessons that you learn it, you practice them, you learn and you experience them for yourself. That's how wisdom is accumulated from experience. And so now you must what? Study every day the teachings and present it that's presented here. And I'm here to do just that. You must now begin what? You must begin again, what? Starting by reflecting on what you have heard, what you learned from me. You reflect on that. And there are three other important books that, again, that series in the wisdom of studies from the perspective of yoga and the mystical spirituality from what we call the Sima Yoga book series. And these are the Asarian Resurrection, the ancient Egyptian Bible, and the mystical teaching of the Asarian resurrection, and even Egyptian proverbs. I got all books. If he wrote it, I got it. The book, the mystical teachings of the Asarian resurrection, contains the all mystical teachings that's given to Haru, who from his mother Aset initiated. She the one initiated him into the mysteries of life and nurtured him in preparation for what? His lifelong moral battle with his what? Evil uncle Set. That's the ego over your spirit. Thus, the study of these important teachings will complement this volume most excellently. We're going to take you to the next level right here where it says the Sima Yoga book series, and this I got all of them pretty much, and it is a product of years. He's been doing this for a long time. I've been reading the Egyptian yoga book for 30 years. So yeah, and he done his own research of spiritual practice. It has produced several volumes, okay, of the treating various subjects related to ancient Egyptian yoga and mystical religious philosophy. He's a philosopher teacher. This volume will focus on how expanding and the understanding of the idea of God, okay, from the initiatic yogic viewpoint, and it's all based on mystical teachings from our ancient ancestors of Egypt. And it has a book called The Hidden properties of matter, we introduce the idea that the word God is a metaphor for that which is which transcends all human category of thought and all mental concepts. Again, that's God. At this one, I lady said earlier, God is like counting to infinity, and when you get there, subtract from infinity and let me know what you get. She said, God is like that. Okay, I like that concept. That's a good concept. But at this level, what? Your spiritual, you, the aspirant, right thinker, you need to be able to delve deeply into the descriptions of the attributes of God yourself, regardless of the form that's presented, be it male or female, zoomorphic, or even anthropomorphic. It's only there to teach lessons in the effect to develop your understanding of what we call the subtle implications of symbols. Symbols important. And symbols and myth, they go together, signs and symbols. And it's as a representation of we call the truth, rather than as truth itself. In this regard, religion and myths are seen as what we call psychomythology. It's trying to educate you psychologically with storytelling and get you to understand the plot and the meaning of the myth. It ain't literal. Ain't none of this real. We manifest it to make it real within us. We can just take it and use it. That's what it's for. And through the study daily of our ancient myths, and I'm fluent in them, and it will bring insight for the initiatic understand, for you, the initiate, to understanding what the idea of God is for you to expand from your dogmatic, egoistic, ignorant, mythological comprehension that you believe what you're told into a more metaphysical, where now this metaphysical understanding is related to who? You. You make it personal. You, the student, so now you can begin to understand your own true divine nature, aka to know yourself, your higher self. And the idea of God is in various religions, has ranged from a jealous personality, I am God, only God, all that. Y'all humanizing God. God is not man. God ain't human. Man makes God human. So again, with the distorted views and nonsense, egoistic nonsense. But watch this. He's the jealous personality God who destroys entire civilization. Well, Sodom and Gomorrah. So if it's what you like, if you're against homosexuality, you like the fact that see, gay, God would prevent that, against that, yeah. God's against a lot of stuff. God sent his daughter down here to kill everybody who didn't worship him. So he ain't for that nonsense, okay? And the penalty from God is eternal. You don't want to get on his bad side, okay? So again, but the God that y'all manifest in religious, this God had to destroy civilizations if they do not comply with his will. Now, I'm a God-fearing man, not to the point where he's gonna strike me down dead. No, just I know that if I do right, he'll reward me. If I do wrong, he's gonna punish me. Yeah, he did the same thing. Okay, I ain't got a problem with that. Why? I do the same thing with my kids. You do good, I reward you. You do bad, I'm tearing that ass up. You're gonna be punished. Why? Severely. Why? I'm a disciplinarian. I ain't trying to continuously do this. I went to prison one time. I ain't need more than once to learn that lesson. How many times you got to get burnt by fire to realize it's hot? One should be enough. So again, I'm just speaking for me. In life, lessons you learn. How many times you got to come on now? And with what? God will kill you who don't comply with his will to what? To others, which display an idea wherein, here you go, God is the good principle while the devil is the evil principle. That's a good concept in theory. Why? Because you want to know who the devil is. Okay, who is God? If you know God, you should know the devil. That's why. Why? Just as much as you can do good and be on God's good side, you can do wrong and get on his bad side. He got two sides, good and evil. Your decision. He's going to punish you for evil and reward you for good. That's all. Ain't but two ways to go, good or bad, right or wrong, simple. And if you do it wrong, you be the first to know. All right? When you do good, you also know that too. See, the benefits come either way. But it's the principle of existence. All right. So other views, again, other views have held that God is female. My man, one of my boys, Alan Watts, he told a story back in the 60s. He said an astronaut went to heaven, went up in space, and he came back, he was all awestruck. Everybody said, "What's the matter?" He said, "I saw God." Everybody, yeah, yeah, yeah. He said, "It's a black woman." That's everybody, yeah. But again, God is only conception to the individual, and your God should look like you. I can't have a white God. Why? He made me. I didn't have no white father. He didn't create me. That's the God who created me. That's the concept. So it's a little jokey joke. But again, a lot of people have the views that God is female. Male and female is he or she. Or that, again, we bodies need to be male or female. Spirit don't. Philosophy don't. Consciousness don't. See the concept here? So I get the religious concept about God is, yeah, 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 but you got to put in perspective where it makes sense. And that humanity originated as a product of what? You hit ready for this one? Here's the new one. Aliens who visit Earth in ancient times, built the pyramids, and deposited life on the planet. If that's the philosophy you want to follow, I ain't got a problem with that. I'm not, but have at it. When somebody don't, if I personally, let me say this, what I don't know, I don't speculate or make assumptions about. If I don't know it, I'm not even going to try to come up and surmise. No, I don't know. So I just get the information. Why? That's what you do for something you don't know. You don't just make it up. A lot of that going on. A lot of that been going on. Why? If, as a teacher, truth teller, I can't make up stuff. It ain't in my philosophy. That's the problem. I follow it to the T, and lying ain't part of the philosophy with me. Let me wrap this up for you. Oh, we good. All right, I'm doing all right. Where am I down here? Oh, I ain't got nowhere. Well, over here. We got, okay, I just started. Okay, the process of accomplishing by acquiring what? Knowledge of the goddess that invites us to see. Did I do that already? Yeah. Oh, I'm down here. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, the books. Okay, who was God? Oh, I came down here. All right. But now we talk about the Shema, the book of Shema. I got all them. Dividing, focus, expanding, understanding, idea. Okay, the viewpoints of God. Okay. God is the metaphor for that transcends all human. We did that too. Am I over here? Sorry about that. Get the run of my mouth, forget where I was at. In the complete form. Oh no, I don't want to read that. That's why. Okay, I know why. I gotta go over here. Sorry about that. Now we'll get back to work. This is the phrase or the concept. If religions were properly understood and interpreted and then practiced correctly, most of them will provide a suitable system complementary to yoga. Why? Because it's reuniting its followers to God, which is the intent. And because the deeper aspects of all religions is to lead to the same goal. What? God. The intent for religion is to unite you to God. But they have a philosophy that you got the dogma that they lay out, the Ten Commandments. Yeah, but that's their way. Okay? When religion is adopted at the level of ritual, that means the second level, the first level is the myth. It's a mythological book, the Bible. Second is the ritual. You practice the myth and the tradition with the idea that it alone is correct. Ding, 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 problem. And all others are false. Every Christian believe that they got the high God, they got the right God. Everybody got the wrong God. That's ignorant. Just ignorant. And it's wrong, okay? But if it ain't yours, it's wrong. That's like the white man said everything good is white. If it's black, it's bad. They thought that gave them mindset. Okay. But in ancient times, black was good, white was bad. Think about it. Okay. But the result is discord and disharmony and misinformation from a religious perspective. Y'all don't have a clue. Okay. So further adopting a religion is a superficial level by simply memorizing, and this is what y'all go for, certain verses. Y'all sling Bible verses around like it's something good to eat, and it don't mean nothing if you ain't practicing it and living it. I know that much. I know that much. But y'all, so verse so says so. Are you practicing it? And you quote verses, you memorize quote verses, or your rituals does not produce any spiritual transformation or conscious, righteous, religious people, which is the true purpose of religion. If you're not doing, what the hell you tell me that's the purpose and you ain't doing none of that? Excuse me. That's why I don't mess with what y'all call religion. Y'all really don't understand. And I'm trying to show you, it ain't what I'm saying. It's what been known for a long time. This ain't a secret. I ain't coming up with some new idea. And again, let me break this down a little more. The purpose of religion is to get you to God, just like yoga. We go to the Middle East, they doing a whole lot better job doing it with yoga than we are doing it with religion. So if there is no improvement in the level of peace, serenity, confidence, happiness, vitality, honesty, love, and other such good qualities, then there is no religion occurring. Now, if you're a Christian, those are the qualities that you should be standing on. Are you? Because y'all brag about we got so many billion Christians. Tell you numbers only good when it's in the perspective. Y'all numbers being a bunch of Christians, religion is taking a hit. Why? The lies being exposed. Simple. What I've been knowing for 2,000 years, I ain't the only one who know this. Simple, okay? But the problem is, and here we go, right here, and we all know this. Like Gil Scott Heron said, Gil Scott Heron said this 50 years ago. The world is on the edge of its seat. Defeat on the horizon, and very surprising, we all could see the plot and claim we could not. That means we sticking our head in the sand, we ignoring the reality of the situation, hoping for something better. That's ignorant. And due to lack of self-knowledge and right understanding about the deeper and true purpose of the religions is failing. Religions have been the basis of conflict, misinterpretation throughout the world for many years. This is what they're saying about it. This has prompted many followers to speak out against what? Religion. Your boy Joel Osteen ain't went to no seminary class, ain't did a damn thing, but he making millions a year, skinning and grinning, tell you a whole bunch of nonsense. Now his congregation, 25,000 people bailed. That's a lot of people. And if 25,000 woke up to reality that you full of crap, how long it's going to take for the rest of them to say, you know what, I'm out. That's religion right there. That's the problem right there. Okay, I have yet to hear right thinking philosophy of concerned Egyptian people say, I'm done with that. I'm done with Egypt's concept. Not a one. So religion, and they speak out against religion as a case of strife amongst the people who follow the same religion. So that's in-house fighting. Some even become violent and upset at the mention of God. What the hell? I know a guy, he was all in. Now he hate Christ. What? That's all your own concepts. Like this, the mention of God pisses him off because they think that those who are speaking of God in a manner other than that which is what they are familiar are displaying a form of what they think is mental illness. When they're the one suffering, that's reverse nonsense. You the one got the mental illness problem, but you gonna put it on somebody else. That's reverse psychology at its best. But others have proposed what? That the idea that religion is just an excuse for some people to use to what? Escape the responsibilities and the problems of the world. I don't see it that way. The whole idea of religion help you to deal with the stuff you're going through, not make an excuse. So that's not a perspective that I agree with. How about that? So now while others who lose themselves as fanatics in religion and they on that emotional roller coaster level, seeking what? Someone want to go into trances, they want to commune with the dead, with dead spirits, and if they are any real basis to stand on in religion? And if it was so, how can religion be a benefit to mankind? It's been around for over 2,000 years. It haven't produced nothing. Correct me when I'm wrong. That's all. You ain't got to agree with me. I don't give a damn. I'm just giving you facts. So moving on. Let me wrap this up again. I appreciate you tuning in. I got one more lesson. The wisdom of the yoga is initiatic science. It brings insight to all religions. Why? Because it leads one to an understanding for themselves of the underlying ideas upon which religious symbols are really based. When these references are understood correctly and practiced right, the religious practitioner, the follower of your concept, is now able to move from the ritualistic ignorance and mythological ignorance level, or just being the first two levels in a religion, to what they call the metaphysical or mystical experience level, which is at this level, all religions are become what? Equal. Why? Because this level is what they call the transcendent of all rituals and mythologies. So all of the names and forms that's given to God, the Supreme Being, are what now unified and the metaphysical level. So everybody practicing pretty much the same God. Yeah, they say that. Now let me wrap it up. The universe, the universe is the varied degrees of subtle and gross elements, starting with the sun, the air, the moisture, heaven, earth. Those are all qualities. The spirit that's in man, human beings, and that which is supple permeates what is gross, meaning us. The spirit is in the subtle and it's in the gross. So the mind and your senses permeate the body, and your body and your mind are in reality permeated by what? One spirit of God. So God is spirit, yes, and is not only all around you and interacting and interpenetrating all things, but God is also your ultimate reality. Stop, understand this, which is beyond the physical body and this physical realm. Your feelings, your sense, your perceptions, and your thoughts is at a whole nother level. Wrapping it up. Why? The Supreme Being is beyond classification and is beyond human understanding with the human mind. But, however, you must train, and you can train one's mind to be able to follow the logic of yoga philosophy by learning the myth, understanding them, and because it will lead you to have understanding and the essence of who? The divine, aka God, at an indirect level through what? Symbols, and then you will now be able to have your personal mythical experience. Why? When you practice the lessons, you will make something happen magical. It will happen inside you. And only you can make it happen. Your experience with what? The divine. At the transcendental level, the awakening, that's what they call it. Transformation, awakening, resurrection, whatever. But that's what you have to have for yourself. Me having it don't help you one bit. You get it for yourself. And yoga and your mystical philosophy is there to provide a positive model for you to follow. Looking at the map is not the same as what actually going on the trip that the map you're looking at will take you to. So that means studying it, learning it, reading it don't mean nothing. Live it, travel it, manifest it, wrapping it up into which the map outlines. But referring to the experience is you having it. However, the map is very useful in helping you to what? Arrive at the proper destination that if you follow the lessons and live them, you will get there. The symbols are like maps, which can lead you to experience what we call spiritual realization, spiritual enlightenment, spiritual resurrection, spiritual whatever it is. They should not be understood as absolute reality other than what? You becoming one with the one. That's what's real. Everything else is just window dressing. Okay? Illusionary. Hope you enjoy it. Maya. Just all we think is real, but it's not. When you come to realize that, that's when you reach the level of what? God. And hopefully now you know who God is and how to get to him. Hope you enjoy the lesson right there in the closing. May you all live to be 100. Me, 100 minus a day. So I'll never know that my right thinkers who got a better understanding about who God is and how to get to him have passed away. I'll be back with more. You know how I do.